So,
Oh, wank. Sorry. I'm just pissed off. I've just missed out on bidding on these shoes.
what kind of shoes are you buying?
I need some shoes for graduation.
It's a shoe podcast now. Did you know that? Yes, let's talk about shoes and then nails.
Oh my god, shoes.
And then hair.
I have
Should we
new
talk about
shoes as
hair?
well. Well, boots.
Oh.
I have the
Very
same
nice.
Vans I've had since 2009. They're kind of torn up. I bought running shoes though the other day
Ooh,
because you can't run in Vans. They're like the Nike Air Zoom. They kind of just, I don't know. It feels like you're running on a cloud. It's pretty nice. Anyways, this isn't a shoe podcast. This is lore friendly. And guess who's back?
Way!
Elianora.
I is here, not coughing my lungs out anymore.
Yay!
Yes. And of course, Alice Bell.
Hello, it's me, Alice Bell.
On today's podcast, we're going to talk about Doctor Who, of course, like we've been talking about. Fallout 76, we haven't gotten Elianora's opinions on that. And also, in a related matter, Baggate. Canvas Baggate.
Fucking hell.
So I guess we should start off by asking, Elianora, how are you?
I am amazing. I am healed. I have been so sick for a couple of weeks.
Oh, it's okay.
But now I'm better. Now I'm not coughing and sneezing all the time anymore.
And dying.
Also, I got my boots this week. Yes, it was this week. I went to London in September.
Oh!
In Camden Town, I went to buy new rock boots. And I bought 2 pairs. And I was like, how am I going to bring these home in an airplane? And they said, fear not, you don't have to. We can ship it to you. And they shipped it to me, but the incompetent company, what was it, DHL? They never contacted me about it, so the items were returned. And then I was like, for a couple of months, like, my boots are not here. I should probably do something about this. And I have a friend in London who went back to the store and was like, remember that girl who bought 2 pairs of boots for like £700 from you?
Fucking hell.
She wants her
much?
shit. No, I think it was £500, about €700.
Fuck me.
Are these like power armor
my
boots?
God,
Like-
what?
They
I
are
don't understand.
massive. They're massive and made of leather and metal, and they've got all these buckles and shit on them, and they are the expensivest goth boots you can find. So anyway, he went there, said the girl who paid too much for her boots wants her boots, and now they shipped it on Express, and now I have them finally.
As well as your torso and jetpack and the power armor helmet that goes with it. The T60, I think it's called.
Yeah. Yes.
It's just, I'm still in fucking shock about how much money that was.
Yeah.
Speaking
I am
of
reckless with my money.
What?
Did you happen to get a free bag along with your power armor? Because the internet is having a shitstorm over this $200 power armor edition of Fallout 76. Apparently, instead of a canvas bag that was advertised in the on the marketplace or whatever, they sent out a nylon bag, which is slightly cheaper material. Like, I mean, what's the difference between canvas and nylon? It's like a canvas bag, a duffel bag would cost you like $20, and a nylon bag maybe 15. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Something like that.
But anyways, the internet is going crazy over there. They're like so mad at Bethesda. They're calling them like terrible company. And like, I don't know how you guys feel, but like my first thought is like, dude, it's a bag. Like,
Same.
How much did it cost for that special edition, though?
it does cost a lot of money, but I think the majority of that cost is for the power armor helmet, which is
It's
really
for the
nicely done.
helmet. The bag is like a secondary item. It's like getting like a leaflet describing the game, or like 5 pages of art from the game. That's the equivalent of that bag. I think it's just an excuse for people to rage and be angry about Fallout 76 because they didn't get what they wanted. Bethesda's doing what they want instead of what the hardcore Fallout fans want. So now it's fashionable to get angry about everything wrong that Bethesda does. They're probably like just sitting there all day trying to find something to complain about.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like if you're Bethesda, you're like, I mean, okay, we don't have the material, whatever, for Canvas. Maybe something with the supplier, because I don't think it's a money thing, because you buy it in bulk, it's pretty cheap, right? You buy it from China, it's like probably made in China, and they probably buy it in bulk. The difference in price is probably really cheap. It's probably a supply thing. Maybe they didn't have the materials.
Surely, if it just depends on how it was advertised. Surely, like, was it being advertised as a canvas bag or?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a mistake. I'm just thinking that Bethesda was like, oh, like, it's a bag. Nobody's gonna care about the bag, right?
Yeah.
They care about
Nobody
the
cares
bag.
about bags.
They really care about this bag. It's bad. I do
pretty
agree.
sure they don't.
Yeah, it's representing their. I mean, it's basically kind of like a metaphor for how they feel about the game. But if you're gonna complain about the game, complain about the game, right? You're perfectly within your right to do that. Like, if I go to Starbucks and I get a coffee, and like the coffee's bad, I'm not gonna complain about the chair I'm sitting on. Like, I'm not gonna say, hey, this chair is uncomfortable when I really hate the coffee. Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. You don't like the coffee, complain about the coffee. So, it's crazy. Like, people got as mad about game devs being overworked as they did about the fucking bag. It would be a better fucking environment overall. But yeah, your thoughts on the game? Like, we haven't got Elianora's thoughts on the game.
I haven't played it that much after launch, I have to admit. It's not because it's a bad game or anything, but I got pulled into playing Diablo 3 for the first time in like 6 years. I haven't touched the game, and it completely took over my life. It's like all free time I have, Diablo 3 all time. Fallout 76 is amazing fun. I think it's just fashionable for people to hate on it, and you're either in the group that loves it and plays it, or doesn't give a shit, or hates it with the fury of 1,000 storms. Like, I have so many friends. Maybe I live in a bubble. I have so many friends who love the game, are constantly, daily having great fun in the game. I would be as well if I wasn't busy with the Diablo season that is ending soon. I will get back to it, and especially once a few things are patched in it, it's going to be even more good fun.
Like the camp thing is going to be patched. We talked about that last week. That is like my main pet peeve.
I got
my disappearing camp.
Yeah, that I think they are coming up with some good solutions, and my stash is full. My character's inventory is full, and I cannot possibly throw away ammo or throw away junk. I've already thrown away everything I can, so I can't sort of progress with the character because I have nowhere to put my shit in. So I'm waiting for them to upgrade the stash a bit. I might even start a whole new character to get rid of the bloat or something, but as you know, you always get very attached to your first character. Like, fuck, I still play mine. Whenever I test my mods on Skyrim, I still play with the first character that I started on 11/11/11. So anyway,
damn.
Yeah, I'm up on my stash limit as well. I'm at 400 in my trunk, and I'm over encumbered all the time. Mm-hmm. I found it helps. First of all, I have all the perks that I need, because you have to get strength perks pretty much in order to deal. The other thing I've done is I've gotten rid of all my ammo except for the gun I use.
I need to do that. Because I feel so bad, because I have this ammo, and I know that later I will find the gun that I need the ammo for, like 50 caliber ones, yes, stuff like that. Okay, I could rant about this game forever. This podcast is going to be 2 hours me talking about Fallout 76.
See, the problem is that you can't do anything with the ammo. You have to throw it away or give it to somebody else. If you could sell it even if you could sell it for like a tenth of a cap, that would be great.
Or if you could scrap it from
the ammo. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
You would break it down, and you would get like shells and gunpowder or something, and you could build the ammo that you need.
Exactly. Gunpowder is another thing that you have to drop. There's way too much gunpowder. So, like,
yeah, and it weighs way too much.
Yeah, it usually costs like 5 lead and like 6 or 7 gunpowder or whatever. I'm always running out of lead, but I'll have like thousands of pounds of gunpowder. So
yeah, because you get gunpowder at every enemy that you kill, basically.
Exactly. So that's another tip. Get rid of your gunpowder. Just throw it away. Once I figured out that other than the perk stuff, that you got to just throw away stuff, it has helped a little bit. I have kept my stash down somewhat. The other thing that's annoying is the perks don't count in the stash box. So if you have a perk that like makes junk weigh like 75% less or like 90% less, I forget what the 3-star version is, but if you have it in your inventory, it'll weigh like 90% left. If you put it in your stash box, it's back to bloating it. So that's another thing that I don't. But hopefully they'll fix all that. And
yeah, I really like the idea that they are adding the bulldozer that lets you even out the terrain when you want to build.
Oh yes, please.
It's gonna be good removing that one obnoxious rock that is ruining your perfectly. But I found a camp. The most popular place is that Greenbrier, White something, the golf course.
Oh yeah.
I actually
nice
found
place.
a building there that I was able to build in. Like I set up my camp next to the building and build all my stuff there. Basically, my house, my camp is inside a house. It's a really nice place. There's pictures on my Twitter if you're interested. The problem is I can't scrap anything inside the building, so it's basically just like a reception office. I can't build a house inside it, but still, it's a gorgeous location. It's got high-level robots securing the perimeter. There's a shopping mall right next to it. What could be? And it's beautiful. It's a perfect place to camp in a post-nuclear world.
Yeah, that's like the cool thing about some of the locations is you can use the base game, the vanilla sort of buildings, and just like pretend it's part of your home, like an extension of your house. So it's like, yeah, those are like prime real estate. Like you can't do that in real life. Like you can't just go into like a nice area and just start building your home next to it, but you can do that in Fallout. So that's pretty cool. Are you gonna mod or build any houses for the game when the creation kit comes out?
It does come out because this is an interesting question that gets asked me a lot. I don't think there's going to be a creation kit for Fallout 76. I do not know. I have no details. I wouldn't even, but this is just my guess on because I know how Bethesda thinks better than most people because I work with them. Of course, they don't tell me anything, but
didn't Todd say he's 100% committed to bringing mods?
I don't think he said that. He said maybe there's something about mod support. Maybe they are doing some sort of integration with BethesdaNet. That could be. That's the only way they could viably do it. They don't seem to care about people modding their game right now. Like no one's banned because they were using something like a texture replacer or anything. I think
they could have private servers, right? I think that's what they were talking about.
Yeah, that's the only way you could viably do mods.
Yeah, the quote is, "We love mods, and so we are 100% committed to doing that in 76 as well. We will not be able to do that at launch, though. Our goal for launch is really new for us, is have a well-running, robust service, yada, yada, yada." But yeah, then he says, "You'll be able to have your own private world and be able to mod it and do all of that."
Yeah,
so he said it.
Okay, so he did say it. I was a bit like I had things on my mind like, oh my god, Todd Harris is standing 5 meters from me. I'm on TV. I'm in Los Angeles. I'm in fucking Bethesda E3 showcase. I basically have no recollection of what Todd actually said. I was just like, the god is there right in front of me. I have the best seats in the house. What is this madness? Anyway, then okay, possibly maybe what they're gonna do is now. Do note this is just my assumptions. Private servers, you log in. It says you have to have these mods, this, to be able to join this server. Maybe there's a server menu, or you can join through your friends. I'm not sure if they're gonna do dedicated servers, or if they're just gonna do like servers like they do now, but it's a private server. Yeah, and then it's gonna say if you have the mods, you can join, and then the world is gonna be changed.
Yeah, because otherwise you would join the mod, and then there would be a guy with like a giant red diamond with an exclamation like mark in the middle because the mesh isn't there, right? So
yeah,
like if for a gun or for a house or something, if you don't have the textures, they'll just be purple walls or something like that. So yeah, you definitely need the mods installed locally, I'm sure.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of anti-cheat things they have in place or will have in place, because some of the mods will obviously break the game. Like caps are very hard to get in this game. By this time, when my character is level 25 or something, in Fallout 4 I would have tens of thousands of caps from selling all the ammo, weapons, everything. But in this game, I have like 1,000 caps, 1,000 caps.
I think a private server would probably require a different character than the public server. Like, because otherwise you would be able to farm caps easily, cheat and level up easily in the private server, then move it over to public server. I don't think that would work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the private server would probably have to have a private server character, and that any character that has used mods would probably not be able to play on the public server. Mm-hmm. That would make sense to me.
And that would be a good solution, because you must not allow people to have advantage over the people who aren't using mods.
Because that's how achievements work currently? Isn't that how achievements work? If you use mods, your achievements are disabled on that character forever. Yeah, so it's probably something like that.
Yeah, that wouldn't probably be too hard for them to do. I don't know how stuff like script and extender would work with it. They'd probably put some sort of anti-cheat in place, or bunk buster thing to stop that kind of things from running. I don't know what kind of mods we could make. Houses probably.
Yeah,
they don't seem to
sure.
they don't seem too keen on having interior cells. They like having everything out in the world. They don't like loading screens in this game.
But they do have loading screens. That's the thing that matters, is the ability to do something. See, so you can. That's right in your wheelhouse. You build a house. You invite Alice over. You can talk about shoes.
Oh my god, that's so stereotypical.
But the one thing I'm worried about is there a player dialogue option? Like, you can talk to the NPCs and they say hellos back, but will you be able to have a conversation? Because they have scenes. They have scenes you can check in X-Edit, and that's how the dialogue is done. But I don't know if they have the player dialogue conversation option. So that remains to be seen.
Yeah, that's completely different. I don't think we'll be seeing any intricate quests, because there's no player voice, there's no player dialogue.
It's gonna be all.
It's gonna be like
Half-Life style.
Similar style to what there is already in the game. Go to the place, do the thing. Go to the second place, do the thing. Stuff like that. You could probably add simple questing, notes, possibly maybe holotapes. You could add in dialogue through holotapes.
But you could do like Mr. Freeman style, in Half-Life, where two people are talking, then they talk to you, and you just remain silent, and you're just like a silent protagonist, and that's how you roll. And so you can do it that way. I mean, have NPCs, because I think there is like a couple of scenes that auto-generate, like they're random encounters where there's like two people talking to each other. So I think you can do that, but having the conversation with the player and picking from the dialogue options, don't know. Remains to be seen.
I'm hesitant about script as well. I don't think there's going to be that many scripted mods, overhauls, stuff like that. I think, especially if mods have to go through BethesdaNet, there could even be curation for them. Bethesda has to check what goes into this game, so you would be able to do armors, weapons, houses, but you wouldn't be able to do perk overhauls or combat overhauls or stuff that edits
the
game in
world,
a fundamental level. Yeah,
if it's a private world, you can do it. I think as long as it doesn't touch their main base world, the world that exists for the public. As long as if it's a private world, I think it'd be okay.
Yeah, but it's a good game, and it's still gonna be a good game. So I don't want to bore. We've been talking about Fallout 76 for 20 minutes now, so let's not bore Alice to death and just.
What else should we talk? Should we talk about Doctor Who then, or
we should talk about shoes? Oh wait.
Have you watched Fantastic Beasts? That was another thing we wanted to talk about. This.
It's shit. I hated it.
I haven't seen that one. I just seen the first
we'll skip
one.
it.
Just quickly, Kris, what was your opinion on it as someone who is not as obsessive about Harry Potter as I am?
I think I was just confused the whole time, because I needed to watch the first one again, because I did not even remember who Credence was. I was like, who's this guy? Is Credence a new character? And then I went back and looked, and I'm like, oh, he was the Obscurial.
Oh, yeah, he's the creepy kid.
I forgot all about him. And then, there's a character, Lita Lestrange. This is not, spoilers or anything, so Don't worry about it, Elianora.
Oh,
but
I will spoiler it for
no,
you.
don't
you
spoil.
worry.
Don't spoil. But there's
It's
a
awful.
character,
Spoiled.
Lita Lestrange, and I guess that's supposed to register with me because Helena Bonham Carter's character is Lestrange, like Beatrix Lestrange.
Yeah.
So that is supposed to register with me, but it did not because I completely forgot about Beatrix Lestrange. So the whole time I was confused.
Beatrix Lestrange.
Yeah, that's what I said, right?
Bellatrix.
Oh, it's Bellatrix. See, there you go. This
Yes,
is how.
come on, mate.
This is how limited my Harry Potter knowledge is that the whole time I was thinking, okay, I'm supposed to recognize this. I'm supposed to be like, oh my god, this guy is like this guy. Like the alchemist who made the Philosopher's Stone, that guy too.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be like...
I haven't even seen all of the Harry Potter movies, so I probably wouldn't be able to deal.
Yeah, exactly. To me, he was just some old guy because I didn't recognize the name at all. So it's one of these things where it's like there's all these like callbacks, all these like references, and the whole time I'm just confused.
Yeah.
So,
But you see, I think that you will have enjoyed it far more than I did.
it was popcorn
as someone
for
who
the
is
mind.
I'm like obsessive about Harry Potter, and I did not like it.
Right, you
very,
take it so seriously you
anti-canon.
can't enjoy it because you focus on not irrelevant,
inconsistencies.
too many details. Because me, if I went to watch it, I would just be like, okay, it was an entertaining fantasy story. I didn't understand half of it, but I was still entertained, and it was pretty, I guess. This is how I would view the movie.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's pretty much how I viewed it. It was like it's popcorn for the mind. It's just.
But
I just think if they're going to make a series called Fantastic Beasts, then they should have it as people just chasing fantasy animals around different cities, and that would make me happy.
Yeah, they're trying to tie it more into the.
They're doing a Hobbit.
Yeah,
they're doing a Hobbit,
Yeah.
and we all know how that turned out.
Because I forgot that the first movie even had these ties or whatever. I thought it was just that they were chasing beasts. It was a different thing. It was like a spin-off, more or less. But it's not. It's like totally like tying into like Hogwarts and all this shit, and it's like Then I feel like I'm not educated enough to on Harry Potter lore to understand what's going on.
Well, J.K. Rowling apparently isn't educated enough on Harry Potter lore to not break her own canon. So there we go.
That happens. You forget things, you know? You start making money, you start living in a castle.
This is why George R.R. Martin gets somebody to check through and make sure that he's not got any inconsistencies in his writing.
That is true. When you have money, you can pay people to do shit.
Exactly. So why doesn't J.K. Rowling pay somebody to check her writing?
Maybe she doesn't trust anyone. Maybe she's like, if I show this to somebody, she's gonna leak it, and then I'm gonna lose more money. I'm gonna lose millions of dollars, and I love money so much.
Dumbledore.
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna go back to Fallout 76 and say to people who are able to take Fallout 76 like the way you're supposed to take Fantastic Beasts, it's just mindless fun. Sometimes with your friends, if you take it too seriously and start like dissecting it and overthinking it, then you're gonna have a bad time. Because the people who are now overthinking Fallout 76 and trying to dissect it and find all the things that are wrong with it are too busy being negative about the game to enjoy the game. And the people who are just very fucking happy to be playing Fallout in a Fallout world with their friends are just enjoying it and having a great time. Except that one dude who his friends and him got abused by those people. Did you hear that some person and his friends got banned for life? Some people got banned for life from Bethesda.net or Fallout 76 because they were doing like really homophobic like harassment on some other dudes who tried to.
Oh God!
And then they did like an interview on the guy who got banned for 3 days, and he was like, I don't actually feel remorse. I wouldn't probably do it again, but I'm not going to apologize. I was just having fun. It was just stupid fun. And they were like going around like how they're going to kill the gays and whatever, and they should be killed and whatever. Anyway, and Bethesda was like, okay, maybe 3-day ban is not enough for these guys. We don't want these guys going around the game anymore at all, and they made it a full lifetime ban.
Good.
But yeah.
Wankers.
That was the other thing with the bag gate, and then there was that people getting banned for life.
Yeah,
because I
enjoy it as I mean, but I do realize that it's a bit of like the way a crack addict enjoys something, because like I'm on that hoarding treadmill where I hoard stuff, I build stuff, and then I hoard again, and so I like it, and I have fun playing it. I can't stop playing it, but I do feel like there's a little bit of a dopamine thing going on there, where it's like I need to get these dopamine triggers. Like when I snipe a super mutant, it makes that sound, and my brain likes that. And I want to kill more super mutants. Every time I see something I can shoot, I get all happy to shoot it because it's a dopamine thing. So I do wonder sometimes if the triggers that it's like playing to are not like the healthiest thing, but I do enjoy playing it. It is fun. But yeah, enough about 76. Should we talk about Doctor Who?
We should probably talk about Doctor Who.
I love this episode because it had James the First.
Yes, Alan Cumming. He's like a famous actor, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Cumming.
I think this was a more exciting episode for English people. I had no idea who James the King is, or who this Alan guy is. I mean, I recognize his face, but I didn't know if he's one of the greats or whatever.
Yeah.
Right then, kids. Let me give you a brief history lesson. So, James the First was the first monarch, not just of England, but of Scotland. So he was the first joint monarch of both kingdoms. And he took the throne after Queen Elizabeth passed away, because she didn't have any kids, and he was the closest relative.
Mm-hmm.
And James the First was well renowned for having a bit of a thing for some of his courtiers. So George Villiers, the Duke of Buckingham, he was basically his favourite, and there were a lot of awful rumours going around about James and George, and many historians today think that he has a bit of an inclination towards the gay side of things.
Yes, that was pretty evident
So-
in how he was.
But I was so happy that
I'm
they
Ryan.
portrayed it. I was like, yes, read those historical articles about gay people. Yes.
Oh, is it not like a popular theory or what? I mean,
It's a
Why
fairly
wouldn't they
popular
portray
theory
it?
amongst historians. Like, popular to the point where when we were learning about James I and Charles I, we did learn about George Villiers especially, because he was not only James's favourite, but after old Jamesy boy clogged it, Charles I made him his favourite. But Charles I was very clearly a family man, so he wasn't that way inclined towards Georgie boy. I believe that at one point George's title was one of the Masters of the Bedchamber, so
Nice.
make of that what you will.
that's going to be my title from now on. Next podcast. And it's Kris Takahashi, Master of the
Master of
Bedchamber.
the Bedchamber.
Bedmaster. That's what I'm going to call myself now. I've always needed a mod handle. Like Elianora has Elianora. I'm going to be the Bedmaster.
But that would imply that you make mods about beds.
True. But it could be a double entendre. It could also imply I am a master of making beds. Like, you know,
In real life.
making the bed.
Are you good at making your bed?
No, it's actually just a bunch of sheets piled on top of a mattress right now. That it's just wherever the sheets are when I wake up, that's where they stay. I have a
God,
hard
Kris.
time. I have a hard time doing things that I know are pointless. Like if you make the bed, you know it's gonna get all fucked up like that night. So like it's temporary. The cleanliness is temporary there. So yeah. I mean, it's different if it's your personal cleanliness or hygiene, because then if you stink, you're like bothering other people. But my sheets crumpled up on my mattress aren't gonna bother anyone, so I don't care.
I like my room is small, my apartment is small. It's all just one room, so I have to keep it tidy. Else it look like chaotic, and then I can't focus on anything.
No.
Yeah, that's not good, because then it's like if you can't, mod, then what will the people do? They'll be sad. The other thing about this episode that I found interesting, well, not interesting, but sort of predictable, is they did the whole like the humans are the bad guys thing again. So it's like there was never a point where I felt like the undead monsters were like scary or anything, because I knew like based on the whole season that they were going to be the good guys and the humans are the bad guys. So it's just it was kind of predictable in that way. So
although
they were,
the monsters were actually the bad guys as well.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I mean, the
general boo humanity.
The human was shit.
Thing was the good guy. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but the aliens also ended up being bad guys because they were in prison because they were war crimes or whatever they committed.
Oh, that's true. But, I didn't even watch.
And James ended up being the bad guy as well. Everyone was the bad guy.
Yeah, but
apart from the doctor.
He wasn't that much of a bad guy.
The prison mechanism. That was the good guy in this episode. the tree, the roots or whatever, right?
Who doesn't love a good tree, eh?
Yeah.
This was the first episode where it was actually like the gender of the doctor was actually made an issue.
It's properly referenced.
Yeah, it's like she wasn't taken seriously because of her gender. This was the first time in the series, really. In the series altogether, she's always been quite like people do take her seriously everywhere. Mostly, no one's like, I'm not gonna listen to you because you're a woman, and women are like just gossipy and whatever. No one's done that to her before, and this time she was like proper frustrated because she was treated so differently.
They are kind of referencing the sort of the perils of time travel, I guess, for like minorities and things in general this season, where if you go back in time, you're not going to be able to have the same privileges that you have today. And even today it's imbalanced, but it's a lot worse back then.
I was disappointed that they get away with wearing modern clothes everywhere. They don't have to change their clothes for the time period. I'm like, where are the frilly dresses? Put them on fancy dresses.
Yeah, I thought when they showed up they were going to be like, witch!
Which you're wearing trousers. You see, that was considered particularly scandalous in Jacobean times.
It's like, oh my god, she's showing off.
Times.
She's showing off some calf.
Yeah, in fact,
Avert
in
your
Jacobean
eyes.
theatre, right? So in Jacobean theatre, especially a little later on in the 1660s, basically, many playwrights would write roles for women who were dressing up as men, and they would make sure that they'd have their legs out because that was the only way to acceptably get someone's legs out if they were a woman, was to cast them in a male part. So I am surprised that they were not scandalised by the Doctor's attire. It was very scandalous, really, that she was wearing trousers and she shouldn't have been. They could have at least referenced that part when they were accusing her of being a witch. And worst of all, even if she's not a witch, she's a whore.
And even when she brought out the dildo, like the sonic dildo, like they weren't like completely shocked. Like I thought the reaction would be like, "Oh my god, witch!" And then like maybe the lady would like hide in the corner and be like really scared, but they seemed like pretty chill with it. They were like, "Yeah, I've seen crazier."
Well, Jimmy Boy did call it a magic wand.
Yeah.
At one point,
and he also commented on their clothes, but that was just it. Commented that their clothes were weird. Yeah. He wasn't. They weren't
scandalized
enough, in my opinion. Could have been more. I like when they dress up. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Victorian England. Let's dress up," because that's part of the fun. I loved like
Martha Freeman.
Martha, yeah, because she was she was also like getting in trouble sometimes because of her skin color. Like she would have to fall back or basically be like a servant or something. But I remember she was in a dress and that was awesome.
Yeah, especially because their outfits are sort of like standardized. Like they're like doctors wearing the same thing in every episode, so just to have like change it up a little bit and play a little dress up. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I wonder why they didn't do that.
The dress up would be my favorite thing about time traveling.
Right, like it's an opportunity to dress in fancy outfits.
And not just the past, like in the future, like in Back to the Future, or whatever, they dress up Marty McFly in like in future clothes or whatever, right? And you can think up all kinds of like future outfits and technologies that are in shoes. Again, we're talking about shoes, but you know how like I forget in like Back to the Future, don't they have like special shoes in the future that sort of fit to your fit to your foot. Like you press a button and they
I've
contract
never
and
watched
fit
Back
to your
to the
foot.
Future.
Okay. I think that's what it is. Like, so they invent all these like future clothes too, so you could have fun with that and have fashion at different alien planets. And yeah, they really need to integrate fashion more.
Yes, I agree. But maybe they didn't want to focus on fashion because obviously it's like the first female-led.
Right. The first social
So it'd be like,
justice warrior.
woman obsessed with fashion and clothes and shoes. Very stereotypical.
Right.
Well, I think it has a practical purpose though. It's like utilitarian. It's not like she's dressing up to look good. She's dressing up to fit in and blend in with the environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but people have been, I imagine, similar issues with Fallout 76. By casting a woman, people would have been looking for anything that they possibly could to discredit this version of the Doctor. And by latching on to, it's a woman with womanly ways who's obsessed with fashion.
Yeah, that's true. And shoes and nails and hair.
Which
like
is
this
why I think
podcast.
they haven't been hammering home in the historical settings the amount of difficulty that the Doctor would have had being a woman.
Yeah, it's. I blame the audience then.
Yeah,
That was the
audience
show.
sucks.
Yeah, it's
Apart
their
from
fault.
our audience is lovely.
All 12 of you. Anything else
Who
about this
eagerly
episode?
anticipate. No, I just want to see a full spin-off series with James the First.
At first,
I do like my monarchs.
At first, I thought the way he talked was obnoxious as hell. I was like, I can't watch a full episode of this. I can't deal with it. But then, once I got used to it, it was fabulous. The way he talked is fantastic.
Plus, it was a very unusual accent because obviously he's like stuck between Scotland and England politically. So I thought that the overpronunciation and the very unusual accent was kind of like a reflection of him trying to
Yeah, see,
fit in
these are
with English
things.
society.
These are things I don't notice because I watch with subtitles. But
Yeah.
I can't understand your accents, your Yorkshire accents, and your.
I'm not from Yorkshire. Oh,
No.
the characters are, yeah.
Yes. The Doctor is from Yorkshire, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that
I
your
love
neck
it.
of the woods though? Isn't that in the north?
I'm technically in Derbyshire, but I am bordering
Derbyshire.
onto and I am bordering onto Sheffield though, which is part of Yorkshire. And I just love how Sheffield everything is.
Yeah,
It reminds
see,
me of my childhood.
for those of us who don't live in England, like I didn't even know that there was a divide between North and South. I just thought you're all English, and that's just the way
No,
it
there
is.
is a very strict North-South divide.
Yes, it's like a thing. It's like North-South here. Why is it always North-South? Why is it never East-West?
Because, well, we do have a slight east-west divide. But it's definitely not as prominent as the North-South divide. Because the North-South divide is basically, the North is generally... I'd say that the North is like your South.
Yes. The South for you guys is more posh. It's more elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the North is... our South is... I'm getting very confused. But yeah,
Me too.
basically there's a big... The North-South divide is basically economic divide and a class divide.
Yes.
So, like, the North generally gets the short end of the stick in terms of, like, funding from the government and things.
Screw them.
For a lot of our schools and stuff. Generally, the North is at a disadvantage. But we're far nicer people. And we
Yes.
have far more wonderful accents.
Yes, and you build much better character having grown up through
Yes.
struggle. You're not playing on easy mode, more or
No.
less. Like the South. The South is on easy mode.
Fucking Londoners on their easy mode.
Buying their $500 boots that they can't even take on a plane.
That's like half of my wages per month.
I was saving up for that. I was like, I'm gonna save up to get
Okay.
these boots. I don't just randomly go around buying 500 quid.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
at least you're like spending your money though. Like I'm earning money from my job and I'm just like staring at things to buy and I can't pull the trigger for some reason. I don't know why.
I'm the worst with
Spend
my
it
money.
on me.
I want to buy a massage chair, like one of those $9,000 chairs.
Ooh.
But I don't know, is it worth it? Isn't it better just to like get a massage at the local place? Like, but I don't know if it's
with a happy ending.
No, see, that's the thing. I don't know which massage parlors are legit and which ones are the ones where
Or
they're
front.
it's just some kind of person who doesn't know what she's doing and then she's just there to like earn money another way. So
You'll
why
probably
can't they
want.
need both?
You'll probably want one that it's like, no, not now. You can't sit there. Go away. Fuck off. Don't look at me like that.
Okay, very well then.
Fine.
The cat.
I'll just be over here.
The cat is being a nuisance. Okay, anyway, look for like a sporty place, like a physiotherapist or something, instead of like a thigh massage place. And
Or-
also, you'll want to get a proper massage and not a chair, because then you like supporting someone and their business and real person, or employing someone. So you know.
Yeah, but I'm so lazy. That's the advantage of the chair. You can just like get up and get a massage. You don't have to like leave the house.
I bet they're shitty chairs. I bet they don't even work. They're like
But it's like
they're like those
but it's $9,000.
Abinator
be
belts.
shitty?
You just put a belt on and then you get abs because it vibrates. It's an illusion.
That sounds like my kind of belt if I actually wanted abs, but I don't. Muscles are weird to me. I don't know. They just look strange. I don't know. I'm just strange, but I have a phobia of looking at just like overly muscled things. It's just
Anyway, the belts don't work, so I doubt the chest would.
That is the best excuse I have ever heard
I know, right?
for not going to the gym. I'm scared of muscles.
yes. No, like it's like super mutants. Like they look like it's just too much. Like a nice toned like muscles, that's fine. But yeah, abs are weird to
Bulging,
me.
yeah.
How are abs sexual? They're just like weird bulges on your stomach. It looks like a tumor. I don't know. I don't get it.
What were we talking about?
A massage chair.
Money, England.
Yes, money.
Kings.
How best to spend our money now that
Well,
we're rich.
if ever you fancy it, guys, now that you're rich, please donate to my pet vet fund. Because it's been very expensive this month.
Yes, is that what we're gonna be doing? We're gonna be shilling
Yeah.
your pet vet every month.
Yeah. There's a
Oh,
link
yeah,
below
go.
the podcast to the pet rescue fund.
Ah, there we go.
Oh.
But not all pets, just Alice's pet.
Just
that
Alice's
one
guinea pigs.
That one guinea pig, and all the monetization from this video is gonna go to the pet rescue fund as well.
Yes.
All-
That
all-
one guinea pig that grew up in the north, so he or she is disadvantaged as well.
Financially.
Yeah.
Yes.
At an economic disadvantage, my girl. If only she had been born in the south.
Ah, yes.
She would have
in
gotten
London.
that sweet pet. What's that national health insurance thing?
The NHS.
NHS.
Yeah, pet NHS.
Yes.
If she was born in the south.
I wish we had a pet NHS. That'd be fantastic.
All right.
But we barely have our own NHS. So on that bombshell.
Yeah, the show's gone off the rails. That's it for this episode. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I need ideas for tattoos because I'm starting to take tattoos and I want a Doctor
Oh.
Who tattoo. So what should I get? I don't want to just get a TARDIS. Should I get a big one, small one?
You should get the Doctor's dildo tattooed on you.
Then I could always have something to talk to people with. So you tattooed a dildo on your arm. What's that signify? It's a love for a TV thing. Oh, so you like porn? Yes.
Who are these people? Why are they judging us for liking porn? Porn is.
That
Anyways,
is what the internet is for.
that's true. It's for judging other people and throwing stones through glass houses. Yeah, maybe just the logo with the TARDIS in the
A
back.
vortex, if you can get a good watercolor tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Then you could get the time vortex on, which would be fantastic.
Or how about those the Time Lord, like their writing, something like that. I like obscure references. You know, like you're not wearing a T-shirt that says Skyrim. You have a T-shirt that says T-shirt legendary, armor rating 2, weight 0, value 2.
I think a popular tattoo is like the dragon writing, probably, right?
Yeah, but I like obscure references that only the people who are like educated in that whatever the fandom is will realize what it is. Like I have a T-shirt that says Megatron Death Claws, and then he has a Death Claw face.
I have an idea. You could get a tattoo of a tooth on your face. No one will ever know. They'll be like, "What is that?" Please, you're not a real fan if you don't know.
Please.
Do you even watch Doctor Who, bitch?
Do it.
But yeah, on that note, please provide any ideas for tattoos in the comment section.
Yes, please.
And we'll see you again next week.
Bye-bye.